The Houston Texans are a team on the rise, a team that nobody is talking about, and they've got one player that's going to be really important, and they're poised to break out this season, and they could potentially be a star. If you're new to our channel, we make videos for and about teams that just don't get the love nationally like they should. We are Detroit Lions fans. We have our primary channel is Sports Talk Detroit, but we cover things that just won't get covered nationally. So one of the things that I love about the Houston Texans is they're really on the rise, but they've got a player here. PFF went through the AFC teams and who could potentially break out. This would be huge for the Houston Texans, Nico Collins. Now, I like this just because up here in Michigan, he went to Michigan, so got a little more insight about his college career. But let's take a look at this, and I'll get to that in a second. Collins might have already had a breakout season in 2022, if not for a couple injuries and below par quarterback play. That's important. His 72 PFF grade ranked 35th among wide receivers last year. Not bad at all. However, passes going his way were only completed 60% of the time, 10th lowest rate in the NFL, despite Collins not dropping a single target all season. In fact, he was just 9 receivers to not drop a ball of at least 50 targets. Nico Collins is absolutely huge to the success of the Houston Texans because if you look at their team, Stroud, love it. DP is going to be great. Robert Woods, Nico Collins. They've got to have some really good production on their wide receivers. And the beautiful thing about Nico is he hasn't had a quarterback. So what if he can really play well with CJ Stroud, get some catchable balls? Offensive line is good. Defense, I mean, look at this defense. Defense is good too. But for me, it really comes down to, because I think quarterback check, running back check, but they need a little bit of, Tank Dell here as well. Did a video on him. He's up and coming, could be really good. Noah Brown. They've got receivers, but you need a couple star outside guys in Woods and Collins. They've got to be there. So the thing about Nico Collins, and this is interesting, is that he went to Michigan. Great player. But he had 2 things working against him. Michigan was oddly loaded with wide receivers at the time. Donovan Peoples-Jones, Cleveland Browns, Tariq Black, and Ronnie Bell. And then it was, they had one other player too, but they were loaded at wide receiver. And at the time, and when he was there in 2017, 2018, they were still focused on the run, weren't as pass happy. And Shea Patterson was the quarterback, and he just never was good. Right? Like he was just below average quarterback play from Shea Patterson. He had a bunch of receivers that he was competing with. So the yards, the numbers, the stats in college never were there. But if you just watched every Michigan game, Collins jumped off of the screen. Like he was the guy. He was the number one. Big, strong, physical, fast, can catch the ball in traffic. So he is a good player. So if you look at what he did in college, 2017 didn't really play a lot. Then 2018 and 19 really was a primary target at Michigan. And then 2020 was the COVID year. So then he gets into the league in 21. I mean, it's just, he kind of went through a COVID weird. So he is a breakout star. I've always kind of kept my eye on him in the videos we talk about the Texans. I'm like, what is the deal with Nico Collins? Like, be the man, because you can be. I've seen it. I watched him. He's a great player. So if Nico Collins can break out and be a star that nobody even thinks about, that's how you turn your franchise around like that, right? You got to get the head coach and the quarterback right. Houston Texans have done that this offseason. Congrats to them. Then from there, you need some guys to just show up out of nowhere. And so they're saying, hey, Nico Collins, PFF's like, Nico Collins didn't drop a ball last year, just had subpar quarterback play. Couldn't get the ball to him. So CJ Stroud's going to get the ball to Nico Collins. You could have a star there. You could have Dameon Pierce really make another leap. Robert Woods steady. You go down to the defensive side of the ball. Will Anderson should be great. Sheldon Rankins. Oh my gosh. Jimmy Ward, Petrie, Stingley, of course. These guys all take jumps, and now the Houston Texans go from, a bad team last year to, I don't see why they can't be a good team. Like it's crazy. I mean, that's the key. And I think something that we just miss when it comes to NFL teams and rebuilds, coach and quarterback. Now it's really hard to do. We've seen it the Lions. It's hard to find that right coach and quarterback. But once you get that, everything else is just a matter of, can you take a leap? And so now you've got Nico Collins that makes it here to be a guy that did not drop a pass with at least 50 targets last season. So I think Nico Collins is going to be really good. And the Houston Texans are a team you have to look out for. So again, and I got one other thing, but if you're new to our channel, once again, we make videos about teams that don't get covered by the national media. Houston, massive city, we get that. But from a sports media side, they just nationally get lost in the shuffle. You guys know it very well. Cowboys get the attention down there. And that's what I love about Houston Texans fans is like they're in Texas, but they've chosen, I'm not going to go the Cowboy route. I'd like to do the Houston Texans. And by the way, let me know in the comments, how did you end up being a Houston Texans fan and not a Cowboys fan? Always interested in that. Feels like Cowboys is like, it's just what you got to do. If you're anywhere near Texas, not even living in Texas, just anywhere around there. Again, I'm up in Michigan, so I have no context. I don't know. I love it though. I think I would be a Texans fan, like something different. Love it. All my friends, whatever, rolling with the Cowboys. I want to be a little different. Love the Texans, love their logo, love their coach, love their quarterback. Things are looking up for them. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see all of you on the next one.